I mean, one thing I even saw, believe it or not, one thing I saw was a little stall with a person repairing ballpoint pens. I mean, big pens, repairing them. No, you probably look at it on the screen and think, wow, they look old, dirty and shitty, and they are. Look, goldfish on a stick. Beautiful, beautiful veg. That's the future right there. That's the future. Welcome back. We're still in Hong Kong. It's a wet, it's a dreary, miserable day today, but that's not going to stop us. When you're in Hong Kong, doesn't matter, rain or shine. There's always something to do, always something to see. So Tung Choi Street is famous for being the goldfish area. That's right, it's the goldfish street. For the house, you don't buy them and cook them. Although I'm not sure actually, maybe we'll find out. Let's find out in this video. Can we cook a goldfish or not? I always found these kind of places slightly strange because these are areas where it's just whole rows of streets selling the exact same thing. I get that it's great if you need something, you know where to go. I think personally I'd rather be the only person in the street selling aquarium produce. You've got to remember one thing also, as you know, when you go to Chinese restaurants or if you go to anything that's Chinese orientated, goldfish play a huge pinnacle role in Chinese culture. And that's because the koi carp and the goldfish actually is a symbol of wealth and prosperity. If I'm not mistaken, please leave in the comments. But I think the word for fish and the word for abundance is possibly the same word. And they do have some beautiful fish, got some discs. And honestly, that's not expensive. I mean, you look at that was about $65 maybe, but that's the size of my hand almost. A lot of families moving around as well. A lot of people are here buying things. It's a busy little area. Lots of terrapins. Although I always heard that terrapins were not the best things to buy, that they can spread diseases. Or turtles. Rocky had a turtle, 2 turtles in Rocky. So I'm gonna say it's okay. If it's okay for Rocky, I think it's okay for anyone. You can really see we're in the traditional area of Hong Kong. You know, when you get into Kowloon, it's so different than the island side. And you can see these are the original buildings. These buildings have been there from the 40s and 50s. It's a symphony of air conditioners. Fishies. Cat on the lead. Are you gonna eat the goldfish? This is like being at a buffet, but not being told you're not allowed to eat. You can eat. You can't eat the goldfish. You want me to buy you a goldfish? Should I buy the cat a goldfish? Can you buy cats goldfish? Do you want a goldfish? It's like you're at a carnival. A carnival, but no carnival. So this is where you buy the fish, and then you take it to the man here, and he cooks it. Look, goldfish on a stick. It's not, but I really want to. I'm so tempted. It would be so funny just to buy fish, give it to the guy, and just be like, okay, I'll have this please, and see what he does. Probably cook it. It's like eating a frog. Is that a frog? Chicken? Goldfish? Well, the bird's being fed goldfish anyway by the looks of that. I'm following you. Don't follow me, I'm gonna follow you. You lead, I'll follow you. So this is coming in handy. There's a magnet so I can just stick the Digi Action 4 onto a lamppost when I'm moving around. So I got one of these egg tarts, Hong Kong style. It feels in the hand, it feels so light and fluffy, like it's insane. It's hot. It's hot though. But I can do it. Years working in a kitchen, so it smells of pastry. You don't really smell any cinnamon. It's not like the Portuguese egg tarts, the famous ones in Macau or in Portugal. And you see that. This is by far the best thing I've eaten since I've been in Hong Kong. And I'm a meat eater. This is better than the meat. This is better than anything. This is absolutely incredible. I put the camera, I'm on a crossing of the roads. Everyone's walking past me thinking, what the hell is he doing? Why is he talking to a lamppost? Talking to a lamppost, people, leave me alone. It's runny. It's creamy. I'm sorry, I just said it's runny and creamy and it kind of threw me. It's, well, what would be a better way of describing that? It's got this richness, a dash of cinnamon. It's not sweet, it's not overwhelming. A slight burnt taste from where it's been roasted in the oven. It almost dissolves as it hits the mouth. I mean, it literally just evaporates. It's not something you need to eat. It kind of eats itself when it goes in the mouth. It just evaporates within. I'm gonna put my hand on my heart and say, since I've been in Hong Kong, and can I honestly, please remember, I just stopped off at a random place. I didn't Google that place. I didn't know about it. There was nothing special about that place. There was nothing nice about the outside. There was no wonderful facts about the place on the windows. It was just a place like every other place on the side of the street. Same as everywhere. There was nothing different. If anything, it looked shittier than most of the places I've seen. And I just went, fuck it, let's just try anywhere. And by far, the best thing I've eaten in Hong Kong. Hands down, hands down. That's the future right there. That's the future. So I'm just walking towards the electronical market and I just stumbled across a building. And I thought, that building looks familiar. And as I got closer, I kind of thought to myself, I'm sure there's a weird wig shop next to that building. Here's like some weird clothing wig shop, which I still remember from 30 years ago. And here, this building here, this colorful one here, that's a school. And I had completely and utterly forgotten. I had no memory at all. I used to be a school teacher there. So yeah, this colorful building behind me, there, right there. I was a school teacher there. And one thing I do remember, I remember on my walk to class, I would have my my CD Walkman with me, CD Walkman, and I'd be listening to the pirated version that I'd bought from one of the night markets of 8 Mile. So I would just be listening to Eminem, 8 Mile, walking. Trying to learn the words to 8 Mile while walking to work. God, it's amazing what sometimes comes flooding back, right? It's something I haven't even thought about for 25 years easily. And then just boom, somewhere, which way? I just close my eyes and go in any direction. No, this is where it gets tricky because I don't really have a start point. So I'm here at the metro, right slap bang as you come out of the metro, as it's called here, MTR. That's that building there. But I have 3 roads. One here, one here, and one here. Which to take first? What can you just have a start and a finish? Okay, we'll go this way first. Let's take a look. This is more like a flea market here. So you'll see them selling a lot of just randomness. This market here is more similar to what you would find in Madrid. If you check out one of my videos, we went to the Rastro in Madrid, which is Spain's largest outdoor flea market. And it does actually remind me of this kind of a place. Now, air conditioner remotes. We've seen the importance of air conditioners in this country. I mean, this is it. This should be called the symphony. This country is the symphony of air conditioners. So, yeah. You definitely are going to need to be changing your remote controls every so often. But everything smells so funky. Kind of like an unaired elevator. An elevator that's been locked away for 100 years, and then you open the door and you get that metally, musky smell. Yeah, it's here, it's not me. Doesn't matter where you go though, everywhere is so busy. Radios. Those little radios though, they still use them a lot, because you'll see sometimes on the steps of buildings or in taxis or just outside of eateries, you'll still see people sat with the little radios listening to the horse racing. Now, horse racing plays an incredible part of the culture here. Horse racing in Hong Kong is the only, dare I say it, legal form of gambling. They have 2 or 3 horse races or nights for horse racing a week at Happy Valley, and I think in Sha Tin as well. But I did once see the revenue. Again, I love these facts and I hope they're real, because I could be giving you facts that just are not real. But as I was told, and I did actually see in a documentary long ago, the horse racing in Hong Kong, it generates more money, 10 times more money than Las Vegas combined. One horse racing track. It's phenomenal. But that's the importance. It's a very important part of Chinese culture as well, is gambling. You look at something as simple as Jade. Jade, the green stone, it doesn't really have any value, but it gets its value because before you get to the jade, you don't see it's a stone, but you don't know if there's jade inside the stone or not. So you basically auction off these rocks, and it's a gamble because you don't know if there's jade inside. So you could pay millions for a rock, open it up, and there's no jade inside. And that's what kind of creates this false value, and it's a value based on that whole process of gambling in a way by taking that risk of purchasing something without knowing what's inside. And check out this area. And this is it. This is like Hong Kong, Hong Kong. Another street, a market store. So this really is big. Because if you remember when we came up for the metro, it was kind of an intersection of 3 roads. But then now there's more and more roads. So this market really goes on and on. This is definitely becoming a flea market. And speaking of jade, I was just talking of jade, yeah? So this is fake jade. Wow, it's cool here. This is interesting. It makes you think. I mean, there's a stall here just selling lace. You know, lace. It does make you think. I mean, these are obviously the markets for the locals, for the older people. You can see that in these areas as well, you know, it's not quite the same wealth as you have on the island side. So I suppose a lot of people are coming to these stores because you can see a lot of them are doing repairs. So as opposed to buying something new all the time, to bring something back and get it repaired. Let's have a little look in the wet market. I don't want to have too many videos about wet markets. Wet market, that's what we call an indoor market. For me, it was always known as a wet market. So I don't want to have too many videos about wet markets, but I also don't want to miss out on something that could potentially be amazing in there. Beautiful, beautiful veg. Here's the chickens. I explained to you in a previous video, but here's the actual chickens. Leho! Hello! So yeah, so you would actually buy these chickens. See if I can get this guy. See? And then it's gonna and that's it with a knife. This is not going on YouTube, obviously. Wow. Wow, interesting. So, I do suggest you check it out though, because it is an experience, and isn't that what life's about? Experiences, coming to these places, seeing it. Yeah. Okay, I think we'll head back down to the actual market stalls. But let's just take a look at these buildings. See the real Hong Kong. No, you probably look at it on the screen and think, wow, they look old, dirty and shitty. And they are. And inside they're even worse. But you need that. You need the old and the new. This is the identity of Hong Kong. And whilst, no matter how amazing the island side and certain parts of Sham Shui Po and these areas are, no matter how amazing the new areas of Hong Kong are, for their buildings and the skyscrapers and everything being modern, you can never lose this. This is the Wong Kar-wai, the film director's kind of vision when he made his films about Hong Kong. And you watch those movies, and especially for me, I'm passionate about 80s Hong Kong movies and 90s movies, and seeing these buildings and everything. For me, this is part of Hong Kong that, as well as the Star Ferry, I mean, this is what gives this country its identity. It's been an interesting little walk around this area. One thing I think you've got to remember is, whilst Sham Shui Po may not be quite the same as Mongkok or Temple Street Night Market, what it has here is more important. It's more special is this market, because this is the real market. This is a place where you can come, you can see how people genuinely live. It's here where you see the people going about their day-to-day business, buying their vegetables, buying the meat, getting a new aircon remote control, getting their watches fixed, getting new batteries. I mean, one thing I even saw, believe it or not, one thing I saw was a little stall with a person repairing ballpoint pens. Repairing ballpoint pens. I mean, big pens, repairing them. But that's what makes this real. This is the real part of Hong Kong. This is without the glitz, the glamour. This is how the genuine, honest, hard-working people of Hong Kong, this is how they live, this is where they shop, this is the areas they come to. So to be here is more magical than going to Temple Street or to Mongkok. To be here is more magical because you actually get an understanding, a feeling, and the vibe of what life would really be like to live here. And I tell you what, I like that vibe. I like it, I'm happy with it. I'm going to start leaving in the description the areas of all the different places we're visiting in Hong Kong so that you can find them yourselves if you're ever over here, which I hope you will be. You're going to be over here, right? So, like, share, subscribe. This has been Rick Meets World. Sham Shui Po. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.